Okay, good afternoon, everyone. The Labor Day holiday weekend is one of the most spirited and festive times of the year in New York City. Both the Juve Festival and the West Indian American Day Parade celebrate rich cultural heritage and showcase our city's vibrant diversity. It is the NYPD's job to keep it safe for everyone to enjoy. As we do every year, we will have a strong police presence at events throughout the weekend. Our uniformed officers will be on foot posts, out on patrol, and working day and night to protect residents and revelers alike. There will be plenty of safety measures that people will see, and there will be many that they won't see. And we will be using the latest technologies to enhance our security plan. As always, we rely on our partnerships, both in the public and private sectors. We are proud to work closely with the West Indian American Day Carnival Association, Juve City International, our valued partners in the mayor's office and at City Hall, elected officials here in Brooklyn and across the city, and everyone else who works so hard to make this celebration possible each year. We are looking forward to a fun weekend, and we want everyone to enjoy themselves. So come out and celebrate with your fellow New Yorkers, but be sure to do it safely and responsibly. Public safety takes all of us. We are all in this together, and together we are going to have a great festival. Now, to provide some additional details about the security plan, I will turn it over to our Chief Patrol, John Schell. Chief?
Good afternoon. Thank you, Commissioner. This is our 56th annual West Indian American Day Parade and weekend celebration that will commence tonight and run through Monday. There will be many events around this cultural celebration. We have the Caribbean Music Awards. We have the Children's Parade. We have the Juve Parade. We have backyard parties and the West Indian Day Parade commencing on Monday. Throughout the weekend, there will be thousands of visitors to this community. Last year was one of our safest and most successful Labor Days on record, and we intend to achieve the same results this year. Our effectiveness is grounded in joint partnership, including City Hall, interagency departments, elected officials, clergy leaders, community leaders, parade organizers, and our crisis management teams, as well as our NYPD. The NYPD will have thousands of officers working throughout the weekend from all of our bureaus: Patrol Bureau, Detective Bureau, Community Affairs, Intelligence, Counterterrorism, and many more. We will also be working side by side with our city agencies to make sure that festivities are safe and orderly. This interagency was key last year to having a successful celebration with minimal summonses, minimal enforcement, and we kept the party going. Now, for anyone who thinks they're going to come into this community this weekend with bad intentions, we all here stand together and we say not this weekend nor any other weekends. Our police officers will be diligent, visible, and some won't be visible. They'll be firm but fair to make sure everyone has an enjoyable weekend. So I want to thank all the partners for this monumental task in putting this together, and I thank you in advance for the hard work we're going to do this weekend. And to the community, as always, if you see something, say something, let a police officer know, or call 911 if it's an emergency. With that being said, thank you. I will pass it to Chief Charlie McAvoy, the Commanding Officer of Patrol Bureau, Brooklyn South.
Thank you, Chief Schell. Good afternoon, all. So a very popular question is as far as closures and frozen areas. Beginning on Sunday night at 11:30 for the Juve Parade. Right over here on Flatbush Avenue, there will be a full closure along Flatbush Avenue from Grand Army Plaza down to Empire Boulevard, all along Empire Boulevard from Flatbush Avenue to Nostrand Avenue, and that's where the parade will turn southbound on Nostrand Avenue, where it ends about Rutland Road. 11:30 at night, totally frozen, and obviously the Juve Parade starts at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it ends at 11 o'clock. There are 13 entry points into the Juve Parade, and everybody who does participate and attend are subject to search. As far as the West Indian Day Parade, it goes along Eastern Parkway right behind us. It goes from Portal Street all the way down to here to Flatbush Avenue, where the viewing section is at the museum. That total closure will be from 6 o'clock in the morning. All the cross streets in the immediate vicinity of the parade will also have closures and frozen areas in effect. Popular question is the cross streets for the West Indian Day Parade. Cross streets, as long as the bond floats and the regular floats aren't coming through, crossings are at Schenectady, Albany, Brooklyn, Nostrand, Rogers, and Classen Avenues. And you could also go under the subway, which is very popular as well, whether it's Kingston, Utica Avenue, Classen Avenue as well. We're looking forward to it. The team at Brooklyn South, along with all our agency partners who are standing with us today, have done a lot of preparation for this event, and we're looking forward to being as successful as it was last year. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Chief, and thank you, Commissioner, and everyone else who's here. Thank you also to the partnership for the West Indian Day Parade Group Association, Ms. Gibbs and Ms. Rennie. I'm Pastor Gil Monroe. I'm the Faith Advisor to the Mayor of New York City, Mayor Adams. And in my role, even at Borough Hall, one of the places that I took the then Borough President was to Trinidad and Tobago to understand the safety and security of a good, successful weekend. And I think that being mayor of a very diverse community like New York City, but also to a rich Caribbean heritage and culture, what we see in this city as we look at it is not only the security, but also to close to 1.5 million people coming into Brooklyn who is going to be enjoying the festivities. This is an economic engine for us as a city. We look at this not only from the safety aspect, but the festival aspect, but also the economic aspect as well. I think that Mayor Adams, again, fully support the idea of a collaborative response to this. And so as faith leaders within our congregations who are within the route of not only Juve, but Labor Day and all the festivities, the idea of importance, safety is important to us. When you look at the collaboration that was done, not only with the NYPD, with city agencies, Cure Violent Sites, we have A.T. Mitchell, the czar of New York City, and the crisis management system. There is numerous, let's get him. There is numerous collaboration and partnership that goes into an event like this. We have been meeting for months and have spent numerous hours. Not only months, but we have been meeting for years. And I want the record to reflect that even though we've seen issues that happen in England and in Boston, the partnership that we have created is different than any city. And so New York City, we're going to lead the way of what a safe West Indian Day or Labor Day weekend is going to be. We are confident that the work that the police commissioner, Commissioner Caban and his team has put together is going to be effective. And we are confident that all of our additional partners is going to make this weekend successful. We are committed to this. We have communication lines that are going to be opened up with our Cure Violence team, anti-violence groups, with our faith leaders, with our community partners on the ground, that if there's any issue that we can triage together. So what we want to show today is that we are collectively a force to be reckoned with this weekend. We appreciate the partnership, and on behalf of the Mayor of New York City, Eric Adams, we want everyone to have a safe and joyous weekend. Thank you.
With that, we take questions.
For Chief McElroy, Chief, could you talk about what worked last year to help bring keep the crime in check, A, and B? You referred to searches. Will everyone be searched, or will they be random searches, such as every 5 people?
No,
every 5th person, rather.
As far as the Juve Parade goes, with the 13 entry points, officers from the police department will be wanding people if they're in the inner perimeter inside the barriers.
And as to what worked last year compared to previous years?
The collaboration with our agency partners who stand behind us. You know, A.T. Mitchell from CMS, and just working with everybody. Everybody has a task, and our overwhelming goal is the safety of all the participants, and we want everybody to celebrate their Caribbean heritage. We want them to celebrate it, but we want them to celebrate it safely.
Chief Shell mentioned the city agencies collaboration. Could you go into a bit more depth of what that actually looks like and how that helps prepare for the parade?
Right. So last year, throughout the whole weekend, our offices met with all the city agencies, DOB, FDNY, Sheriff, DOT, TLC, and we went out as multiple groups responding to quality of life calls. And let me give you two examples. In the extreme, we had one call of a loud party, and it was a gang location. Through the power of the agencies, we were able to shut that party down with no arrests and no incidents. Conversely, there were other times in the community where we went to parties that were getting 3-1 complaints. Great parties, great people, and it was so powerful to send DEP with the permission of the owner, to the backyard to raise their music as high as you can go without violating the law, and the party continued and we moved on. So it was just a tremendous asset that added to the hard work and cops who made it so successful last year.
Two quick questions. You mentioned thousands of officers. Do you have like a number of roughly how many officers will be on and around the Parkway? And can you talk a little bit more about the crisis management teams and what really their role will be along the parade route or even the Juve route?
Okay, so I'll pass the crisis management to A.T. Mitchell when he's ready. And there'll be, when we say thousands of officers, it's different numbers throughout the weekend starting tonight. So we're not going to give exact figures, but it'll fluctuate throughout the weekend. That's where we get the term thousands. A.T.?
So as it relates to the crisis management system teams, we actually here in Brooklyn, we're fortunate. We have the largest coalition of organizations here, and all of the organizations of the borough have actually been a part of this collaboration. And so we are deploying up to about 250 of those violence interrupters and outreach source workers who are going to be working throughout the entire Juve and Labor Day route.
Thank you all today for the time. Can you indicate how many weapons might have been seized during last year's events and potential shootings possibly busted before they happened because of stepped-up security preps?
Okay, from Thursday through Labor Day, there was 27 guns seized over that period. For the week, we had minimal shootings. I think we had 3 for 4 days, which is probably the best number we had. What was your third-party question? What was the third-party question?
Just really how many potential shootings might have been.
Well, I'll go back to my example. So, as part of our interagency task force and our police officers, we had numerous complaints to one location where there were high volume with 301 calls, loud music, double parked cars. As a city, as agencies came together, it was a gang location. We were able to shut it down with no enforcement whatsoever, with the powers of the agencies. And I like to think that we might have prevented something that night. So that's the best example I can give you in totality of what we were doing.
Two questions. The first, one of the things that the crews used to do was hide in the dark because it was Juve's always traditionally been dark. What's some of those improvements, light towers, that kind of thing you've done? And on the second part, social media monitoring, are you guys monitoring any crews talking about violence, meeting up, that kind of thing as they lead up to Juve?
Absolutely. As far as the crews go, our intelligence bureau, our local precincts, monitoring that situation.
You know, Juve's traditionally in the dark.
Oh yeah, so we have multiple light towers throughout locations that we think is important. So for instance, on Church Avenue in the 90s, we had a couple of incidents last year and the year before, so we'll have heavy light towers deployed there. And in terms of mitigation, Brooklyn South Chief McAvoy and his team have already done some mitigation factors with some gang members and ceasefire call-ins, letters sent out. They came in, I think 40 came in during the week, just to be warned, hey, be on your best behavior. So like Pastor Monroe said, this is months and months in planning, and that was just part of it, what Chief McAvoy and his team did this week.
One more question.
Sorry, thank you. I was speaking to the folks at the West Indian American Day Carnival. They said they were also working with some security companies. I was wondering if the NYPD is also working in tandem with any security companies that may be coming from the outside to also work on these buses.
Yes, we're working with our partner behind me, Yvette Rennie at Juve City International. They do have a private security that works it as well.
Chief Shell, you had mentioned enforcement will be firm but fair. Is that something new to the enforcement angle here, where I guess open bottles and open containers will be looked past but more
Listen, we're
aggressively?
going to be firm but fair. We'll apply the law when we have to. We'll give people breaks. We'll be compassionate. We'll make arrests when we have to, but firm but fair. We want everyone to have a celebratory weekend with the least amount of enforcement, and that's the goal.
Two things.
things. One, everyone is going to be wanded going into all of the 13 entrances. Is that correct? Did I get that right? Everyone who shows up is going to be wanded. Is that correct?
For the Juve Parade, there are 13 entry points. If a person is going to enter one of those 13 entry points, yes, they will be wanded.
But they can enter other than those 13 points?
No, they not inside the frozen area where the floats go.
Okay, I got you. I know you don't like to expand on exactly all of the particulars about what people are going to be able to see, but can you give us an idea of kind of boom, boom, boom? This is about how many officers, undercover police officers in uniform, whatever else, radiation detection units, you know, all that kind of stuff. Can you give us like a little bit of a rundown?
Like I said, the numbers fluctuate, so we're not going to give you an exact number, but you will see, such if you say Church Avenue, you'll see a cop on every corner. You'll see counterterrorism assets in uniform. You'll see our highway bureau escorting trucks. Multiple bureaus are working, like Chief McAvoy said, multiple tasks being conducted. And again, we're looking to have a repeat of our success from last year.
Thank you, Commissioner. Just real quick, I want to touch on the type of drone tech. We're going to be utilizing technology. We're going to be utilizing drones for this Juve weekend. The drones are going to be responding to non-priority calls and priority calls. For example, if we have any 311 calls for our non-emergency line, where if a caller states there's a large crowd, large party in the backyards, we're going to be utilizing our assets to go up, to go check on the party, to make sure if the call is founded or not, and we'll be able to determine how many resources we need to send to that location for this weekend. So we will have our drone teams out there, starting tonight all the way until Monday morning. Thank you.